Hello, Taurus. This reading is for June 2026, and we're just going to find out what you need to know. This is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for everyone. If it doesn't resonate, don't worry. That just means that it's not your reading, and you can check the next one. We are starting out with the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is a very loving, nurturing, motherly figure. Male or female, doesn't matter. This could be you. This could be somebody you know. So we'll find out more. Okay, we've got the Two of Pentacles. I call this work hard, play hard. He is juggling those two coins, trying to balance out his life. So let's find out some more. We've got the King of Cups. So the King and the Queen of Cups. We've got a divine partnership here. Now the King of Cups is a very emotionally stable person. He is sitting on a stone throne in the middle of a body of water there. So it's basically saying that you're very stable, or this person is very stable in their emotions. And the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is, aces are new beginnings, and wands represent passion, creativity, and action. You know, something that, think of this wand as a match that starts the fire. Okay, so that looks really good. I'm going to clarify these and find out some more. I'm going to start with this Queen of Cups. Why is the Queen of Cups here for Taurus? Sorry, my cards aren't cooperating, so just bear with me. If you see me put them back, that just means it didn't feel right to me. I think I've just been shuffling cards for too long today. Okay. No, I don't like when that many come out. I might cut this part out. All right, here we go. Tell me more about the Queen of Cups. The Devil. Justice. Two of them came out that time. The Knight and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the Queen of Cups is a very loving and nurturing, like mother type, right? You've got the Devil here. Now, that's not as bad as it sounds. This could just mean Capricorn. But the Devil, so if you know, like this could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, mostly Cancer, a water sign. This is Capricorn. If you know anybody that fits this personality, fine. If not, don't really think too much about that. I don't really go too much into signs when I'm doing tarot. So anyways, if it's not Capricorn, we're going to talk about the Devil. So the Devil is something that's toxic, something that doesn't even have to be toxic, but just maybe not so good for you. And that could be a way of thinking. It could be a behavior. It could be a thought pattern. It could be drinking too much, smoking too much, gambling too much. But it doesn't have to be anything super serious. So we're going to look into that. On the positive side of the Devil, it's passion. It's that like real, like crazy passionate love, right? Okay, then you've got Justice. So justice is something that has been owed to you. It balances out the scales, and it's something that you deserve. You've got the Page and the Knight of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles are stable and secure. The Page is bringing it to you, and then the Knight puts it into action. So those are both really good. But I don't know what that has to do with the Queen of Cups. So I can pull more cards on that because it doesn't really make sense. Maybe it makes sense to you. I don't know. We'll see. Tell me more. I want to know about this devil, actually. Tell me more about the devil. Death. So death and rebirth. So I feel like this is you, the Queen of Cups here. And I think that maybe you have had in the past maybe some bad habits, right? But you're going to end those. The death card is just something ending, and so something new can begin. So I do think that this is talking about you, and once you stop this bad habit of yours, things are going to look up. You've got the Justice card, and then you've got the Page and the Knight of Pentacles, which is stability and security. So I feel like you ending this negative, and I'm seeing it as like a bad habit or like a thought pattern, really. But once that ends, it looks like things look up. So I'm going to now clarify this Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is like juggling two things. I call this work hard, play hard. So let's find out why it's here for you. We have the Two of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Two of Swords. So you got two twos clarifying a two. So you got 3 twos there. So if you're seeing the number 222 a lot, then this reading is probably definitely for you. So he's juggling these two things, trying to balance them out, trying to do both things at once. She's trying to make a decision between two things. And with the Two of Wands, he's trying to plan out his future. He's holding a globe in his hand. So he's got the whole world in his hand, and he's looking out in the distance, and he's trying to plan, like, what do I want to do with the rest of my life, right? So that said, clarifying this, trying to balance out two things, you've got decisions you have to make and thinking about your future, right? And the Seven of Swords is telling you to find another way. He has stolen these swords from the other camp. That way, whenever in the morning, whenever they fight the war, the other camp will lose because they won't have any swords. So a lot of times this card represents, lying and stealing. But in this case, because that wouldn't make sense, positive form of this card, I see it as finding another way. He simply just found another way to win. So this is telling you to look outside the box, right? Think of another way to get around these struggles that you're juggling and to plan your future. Really think like, what is it that I want for the rest of my life? I'm going to clarify this Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is like a decision between two things. I kind of want to find out more about that. Okay, so you've got the Ace of Wands and the Two of Cups. All right, so I think that your decision here and what you're balancing out is work and love. It's something you're passionate about, something that I see this as like not so much work, but like a creative, not hobby, a thing that you're working on. I cannot think of the word. So a project. This is like some kind of project you're working on. And then the Two of Cups is love. So I feel like you're torn between the two things. And you have to make a decision almost between them. And that makes sense when it brings us to our next card, the King of Cups. Because you have the Queen of Cups and then now the King of Cups. And that's a divine partner. So let's see. Maybe you do have to make a choice between something you are real passionate about. Maybe it's that whatever the devil energy was. Something that you love. It doesn't have to be a lover, but it can be. Maybe it's just something that you love, but you know you can't do it anymore. Only you know, really. So let's see. Tell me more about this King of Cups. So this King of Cups could be your partner, or, it's a divine partner, but it could be I'm just seeing it as the other half of the equation right now, really. Magician. And clarifying the King of Cups is the Nine of Swords, which is anxiety. It's worried about everything, and so you can't even sleep. Ace of Swords is clarity. Okay, so whatever this King of Cups is to you, I feel like it's causing a lot of anxiety. But what you need to do, I feel like you're going to gain clarity. The Ace of Swords cuts through the clouds of confusion and gives you clarity, right? And the magician makes his own magic. He's got a cup, a pentacle, a sword, and a wand on his table here, all the suits of the tarot. And that is symbolizing that he has everything he needs to create the life of his dreams. So I feel like you already know what you need to do. And I feel like this King of Cups here, I feel like you're the Queen of Cups, and this King of Cups is causing anxiety, and you have to gain clarity to know what to do. And then when you find out when you realize what it is you're going to do, you have to make it happen. I want to clarify more, though, because I'm just as confused as you are right now about that. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is health, wealth, and happiness. The Four of Wands. Okay, hold on. Now we're getting like marriage type stuff. And Judgment. All right. So this is the story I'm getting. I feel like you did have some kind of bad habit or some kind of bad way of thinking, something that you need to cut out. And I think it's been affecting, I want to say that this is an actual partnership here. And this thing has maybe been affecting it. And it's like maybe they gave you an ultimatum. It's either you stop doing that or you lose me. Or maybe you did to somebody else, you know, vice versa, whatever fits. But I see this as you're planning your future with this person. So you have to get the clarity and realize, what is it that I really want? Because I'm going to lose this person if I don't do that, if I don't cut that out. But clarifying this King of Cups is health, wealth, and happiness. It's the Ten of Pentacles. The Four of Wands, which is, it's moving on up to the next level. It's like graduating, or even a lot of times this card represents getting married. And Judgment is making a judgment call. You have to really decide, is this what I want? Because if it is, I know what I have to do. And the final card we have here is the Ace of Wands, which is a new passionate beginning. So let's clarify that. You have the Six of Wands, which is victory and success. I love that. The King of Wands. Wow. And Death. Okay, I think this is perfect. So Death is showing up again here. The Death in the beginning was telling you to stop with whatever this devil was. Cut it out and end it. And change the behavior, change the thought pattern, change whatever it is. It's going to lead you to stability. It's going to lead you to possibly like a divine partnership. Now, in the very end here, you've got this Ace of Wands, which is a new beginning. And I think this happens after you cut that thing out and you choose this stuff. Now, the King of Wands. So the king is sitting here in his throne holding his new opportunity. He's holding that. And then you've got victory and success. So this is definitely successful. But it doesn't happen until this death happens of whatever the devil was. So I really like this for you. I'm going to leave it there, and I hope this helped. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.